Hello from the OSU Horticulture Research Greenhouses. Well, today we have poinsettias, as you can see all around, and we're going to talk about some of the new cultivars that have come out on the market. We're going to start with everybody's favorite color, and that of course is the red. And this is the classic poinsettia color that we have here. This one's called Freedom Red, which is one of the most popular cultivars on the market. Very nice red, dark green foliage. Now, what has happened in the last few years is we have more and more shades of red. One of the ones I want to mention, of course, for OSU is this one, which is called Noble Star. It is more of an orangey red, which is, of course, OSU color. You can see a little bit of a difference there, a little lighter, more orangey cast to it. And for those that like a darker red, this one's called Red Baron. Which some folks think actually looks kind of like plastic, which I hate to say because this is with live plants, but it's a dark maroon red with a very shiny cast to it. Dark green foliage, looks very good. Okay. From that point, we can jump to the pinks, all right, which is another popular color, and this one here is Freedom Pink. Okay, nice clear pink. The other colors besides red have become more popular in the last few years. And within the last 2 years, we've seen an explosion of cultivars that are somewhere in between red and pink, such as this one, which is Freedom Rose. Not quite red, not quite pink. And there are dozens of different cultivars now that are various shades of rose, cranberry, any name, any color, it seems like in poinsettias now. For a lighter pink, we can go to this one, which is an experimental variety, which has not been released yet, but probably will be released next year. As you can see, it is pink, a little bit of a orange cast to it, or a peach colored cast, I guess, and then the darker pink spots or flecks on the bracts. Okay, so this one is again new, not out yet, but probably will be out next year. It's one of the ones we're testing for one of the companies. Now, one of the other pink types is this one called Monet Twilight. All right. Here the pink is, it has the red flecks again, but the red is concentrated on the edge of the petal. This is one that was just released last year, and you'll probably find it in some of the greenhouses this year. One of my favorites. I like it a lot. I think it's a very different cultivar. It's a very good growing cultivar and does very well in the greenhouse. And all the way on the other end of the spectrum is this one called Snowcap, and one released about 2 years ago. This one's a white. Keep in mind, most poinsettias do not become a paper white, a true white. They tend to have a little bit of a cream cast, and this plant is very typical of that. It has a little bit of a yellowish cast to it, again called Snowcap. Okay, well, last year we introduced on the program this one called Winter Rose. Okay, curled bracts, the curled leaves, very dark red. This one has turned out to be very popular in the last year or so. And here we have it back in the trial again. For something a little bit different, sort of halfway in between Winter Rose and a regular poinsettia, we have this new one just released this year, which is called Carousel. Curly, not quite as curly as the Winter Rose, but certainly a lot more curly than the regular poinsettia. And again, that one's just newly released. I should mention that we will have all these cultivars at TLC, their location on Memorial Road. What we are doing there is we are collecting information from consumers. You'll get a chance to vote for your favorite poinsettias. There will be a display there with all the cultivars set up to show you all the varieties, and you get to vote for your favorite ones. One thing a little different I want to do this year is to take you back to where poinsettia started, and that's as a cut flower. Poinsettias were first cultivated in the U.S. In the early 1900s as a cut flower, and one of the companies has released 4 varieties that can be used as cut flowers, and this is one of them here. It's an experimental. Show you some of our big buckets. Here's also a white, and we have 2 different colors of pink that we are testing to see how they will do as an experimental variety, or as a cut flower. Again, poinsettia started as a cut flower in the early 1900s, and now we're seeing everything coming back around. What old is new, and what's new is old. Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.